Good morning to my West Coasters, good afternoon to my East Coasters, and hello to everyone in between and beyond. I'm Natalie Marie Collins. I'm the creator of the Brilliance Blueprint, business coach, and podcaster. I'm really excited about that one. I get to talk about some really fun things on my podcast. So if you haven't checked that out, it's the Fit and Fresh Life podcast. It's now on iTunes, and you can check it out if you have iTunes. It's also on Spotify, Stitcher, and on both my websites, fitandfreshlife.com and nataliemurraycollins.com. So, it's kind of everywhere. Anyways, hey Mary, how are you? Good morning. You are on the West Coast. So, I have quite an important topic to talk to you about today. It's a continuation of what I was talking to you about yesterday, but it's all about the changing of the guards and what that means, because it's kind of a big topic. So, what human design tells us is that in 1781, the new system, the new nine-centered being was brought into existence. So we evolved from a seven-centered chakra being. You'll understand that from the 7 chakra systems if you're familiar with the chakra system. And we evolved into a 9-centered being from that. And so all of our chakra systems got an upgrade and 2 of them split. So we've evolved into this really awesome beings that we are. So what does that mean? Well, the 9-centered being allows us to have a lot more greater self-awareness. Whereas when humanity was a 7-centered being, they were very mind-directed and also other-directed. This was also, for thousands of years, the age of the kings and queens, the hierarchy in that realm and regard. So what about the time America was discovered? And as we evolve in humanity, we are no longer actually needing the kings and queens type of hierarchy because we have evolved into this 9-centered being from the 7-centered being. The 9-centered being is very inner directed. We're designed to have a lot of self-awareness and to be able to direct ourselves. However, us as humanity is still trying to figure that out. And with the recent introduction in the last 30 years of human design, this has been introduced to us because now we're ready to start hearing about this information. So with the kings and queens, the evolution of this, the changing of the guards has happened. So in human design, there are 5 different types in human design. Manifestors are one of them. They are 9% of the population, and they were the original kings and queens who ruled the land. And manifestors are here. They have this aura that pushes out the energy because they're here to just get some really great insights, channel in new ways of doing things and completely different ways of doing things and pushing it out into the world to make things possible. They're really magical beings to be around when they're in their correct alignment with how they work and their energy. So that is the original kings and queens. So the changing of the guards is actually going over to the projectors. So hello, I'm a projector, which is this really cool, fascinating way of being because as a projector, projectors are here to guide the energy and make sure the energy is being used correctly. So it goes back to that inner direction. If you have this gut response, if you have this innate, yeah, I want to do that, the projectors come in and say, no, not that one, because they can innately sense what is correct, what is a correct use of your energy and what is not a correct use of your energy, and help to guide you along the way to show you what it is that is your potential in using your correct energy and being able to really not spin around in circles, because a lot of people get stuck on a hamster wheel. And so helping you get off the hamster wheel and going in the right direction so that things are built and created and done in the correct way that we're designed to do it now. So it's amazing and fun work that we get to do. So the coaching industry has blown up and evolved out of this need for guidance. And there's a lot of really great coaches out there that are guiding in great ways, but also they're really more instructing, or a lot of them are instructing on how they created their certain business and how you can create the business in this way as well. Here's the little bit of a kicker. If you're seeing their business and saying, oh yes, that's the kind of business that I want to create, that is your inner direction, in a sense, saying, yes, that's what I want. But also, it's really about, I want to create something that's similar to that, but it's really important for you to be correctly aligned with how you are designed to operate. So you're not building a business that's going to kill you in the end, because it's like drive you into the ground, because it's not actually the business that is in alignment with who you are and who you're designed to be and the gifts that you're here to share with the world. Instead, it's around somebody else's in that way. But there are ways that you can shift and change that to make it your own. And so then the coaching industry comes into play, because we're trying to figure that out and how that dynamic is played out with us as humanity. And so 70% of the population, the majority of people who are going to be watching this, are generators and manifesting generators. And the generator energy is here to respond to that yes and no, and here to build and grow and do the work. And projectors come in and can tap into how they're using their energy and help guide them in the right direction so that they build and grow and do the things that are in alignment with them, and which is a very incredibly honoring way to build your life and build your business. And so a little bit of this is how we're evolving as humanity. We're trying to step into this guided type of society where we're self-directed and tapping into that inner authority. So there's a lot of different ways that inner authority has been described in the past. There's a lot of spiritual basis around it. I grew up here in Utah in the Mormon religion, and a lot of it's like follow the Holy Spirit and the inner guidance that you get. They don't actually tell you how, by the way. Some of them is like follow your gut, follow your heart. There's different ways that it's been described. But here's the thing, is that there are 8 different types of ways that people hear their own inner direction. And what human design teaches us is what your individual direction is supposed to be, like how you hear your own inner guidance, which is really cool to be able to tap into it. Now, if you've watched any of my other previous videos, you'll know more about my sugar story that I had recently. I also told it in detail in my latest podcast episode, Sugar, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, if you want to listen to that. But I'll give you a quick little rundown of this. So I was able to tap into this space of really deep pain that I was having in my back. Finally, it took me weeks to be able to get to this. And finally, I was able to tap in a deep meditation, like, what is wrong? Why do you hurt so bad? Because it was incredibly painful. And I got one word, and that word was sugar. Sugar. Sugar was causing my back pain. Sugar was causing my nerves to become inflamed, and it was causing pinched nerves in my back, and it was just wreaking havoc on kind of my life. I wasn't able to do a whole lot, and it was just incredibly painful to deal with. And so I was trying to do everything that I possibly could to heal it. So I got this little hit of, well, it was really actually like a really big, loud and clear sugar. So what this did is it activated my personal inner authority, which is willpower. And it was, okay, sugar, you're out of here. Then I went deeper into this and got really curious about, all right, sugar, what else do you want to tell me about sugar? And what came out was incredibly profound. And what I realized is that what sugar does is it's 11 times more addictive than cocaine. And it also has the same effects on the brain as cocaine does. But what really has happened to us, because it changes the brain and it changes the chemistry of who we are and in our body and in our system, what it does is it gets us back into that mind-directed place where the brain thinks that it's in charge, where the brain is not actually in charge. We are now designed to have the brain take its direction from our inner authority and then go out and do the work, because the brain is a highly intelligent functioning part of our body, but it needs to take direction from that inner authority first. And so the sugar at least it did for me, got me out of the inner authority and back into the mind space, which causes confusion and lack of motivation, lack of direction. There's a lot of really weird things that happen when you have sugar in your system. So it also, because it gets you out of your own inner authority, your brain needs direction from someone. So it defaults out to somebody else being your director or guide or ruler or however it is that you have been putting out in that energy, to have somebody else dictate to you what it is that you're going to do, what you're here to do, when nobody else can actually dictate it to you. What you're really designed to do is listen on the inside to what your body has to say. And so that's the really cool thing about human design, is it gives us the chance and opportunity to be able to dive into who we are and who we're designed to be and how we're designed to operate in this world, so that you can start building the business that you are designed for, that serves you at the highest good, so you can serve the others at the highest good. It is really a tremendous thing to be able to start stepping into that, and feels oh so good. So one of the things that I'm doing for people, because I feel that this inner authority is so incredibly important for people to know and understand about themselves, is that I'm offering free mini coaching call readings where I'm showing people what their human design is, what their inner authority and strategy is, so they can start playing with it and getting in tune and tapping into that part of themselves. Because the more that you do this, the more you're able to build a business that you love and you're not a slave to, but instead you absolutely love showing up to every day. Like, this is what entrepreneurship is all about, working from home. There's so much of society. It really funny tidbit. A lot of people talk about, having an office job, doing the 9-to-5 thing, which a lot of people still have that. But in recent studies, I believe it's about between 30 and 35% of the population has a full-time Monday through Friday 9-to-5 job. There are actually a lot of people who have transitioned into working at home, either if it's freelancing, working from home for the office job, or becoming entrepreneurs themselves. And so all of a sudden there was an authority that you could look to, like your boss, the CEO, whoever it is that ran the hire company. And this is what happened to me as well, is, we get our direction and what it is that we're supposed to be doing in our work. And then going into entrepreneurship, all of a sudden there's nobody else telling you what to do except inside of you. But if you haven't learned how to tap into that, it'd be really important for you to know, so you can start waking up to a life that you love and start really being able to tap into what you need to do next, what you're here to do, all these little nuances of life that you can follow. And so I invite you to hop on my calendar and get one of those little mini readings and coaching sessions for yourself, so you can start getting some really practical tips on how to use this in your life moving forward, and start playing with it from your space, and start seeing where it is that your inner authority is designed to show up, so you can start listening. Some people will automatically oh yeah, I can get that. I understand that about myself. And some people are like, I had no idea. So I want you to be able to do this, and I'll post the link to my calendar in the comment below after I get off of here. And yeah, I'd love for you to pop on because I'd love to chat with you and give you some practical tips on how to do that very specifically designed for you. All right, so I will, oh, Judy, I love that. Follow your own yellow brick road. Yes. I love that. Good job, my dear. All right, I will see you all later. Bye for now.